All right, folks, welcome. This is Alzuri. I'm with Spirit World. We used to do a lot of virtual tastings back during COVID. We haven't done one in a long while. The reason why we're doing it this way this time around is because I've been saving some Stagg's cast strength whiskey for a while and realized that I don't want to be responsible for anybody drinking 530 proof whiskeys. Yeah, but still
Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
We did. So we decided we'd do this as a hosted event. We're also doing one with bookers in a couple of weeks. I was pretty light. I have a 2014 bookers for that one. Yeah, I dug deep for this. I know. I'm actually maybe that one I should do a Spirit World.
There you go.
Anyway, so that's what we're doing. With me today is Chris Blum. He works with Johnson Brothers, who currently handles the Satrac portfolio, and we're being very, very nice to him today. So,
yeah, we're good. We're good.
a little bit more maintenance because I did not have my boss handy to proofread. I cut and paste and made some mistakes. The first one we're trying will be 128.4 proof. The second one will be 130 proof. The third one will be 130.2 proof. And then the third will be 131. So, my little mistakes because I fat figured and pasted and all that.
It's fast.
Yes.
It's fast.
Other thing we're going to do. First, I know you tasted whiskey before, but we're just going to go through it just so that in case anybody does, because I do have some I can do later, sell for kids after we record this.
Awesome.
Glasses we're using is Glencairn glass. By no means, you just see it better that way. You do not have to use a Glencairn, but I do highly recommend them. You sell them for $10 a glass at Spirit World. Because this is cast strength, you want to make sure you have a glass of water handy, because when they come off at cast strength, they are not telling you that is food you're supposed to be enjoying it. They're saying this is the food that made it. Now find your sweet spot. You could add rocks. I personally do not, and I will not add water to my glass. I generally just take a good sip of water and then take a sip of water, because I don't always like what it does.
That makes sense.
I want to put water in there.
Right.
Screw.
Right.
The other thing though, the exception I do have is wine barrel finishes.
Okay.
Wine, a little water really opens up those wine barrels.
All right.
Big deal.
Yeah, that's that. I've never seen tasting that Spirit World ever, even just a drop.
No.
Wow. All right.
It's not my preference, but it's not a wrong.
Right.
That's the most important. It's not wrong because you want to put ice on it or
Right.
water on it. No, that's damn it. It's your whiskey.
Right.
Enjoy. I mean, don't be an ass that puts Coke on one of these.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be that guy.
Right.
But yeah. All right. If you're drinking, please also know that it's our high proof. Do not put your nose in the glass. If you do that, tend to block the aroma and get stuck there. So if you cannot get a good nose from here, well, it'll push away the liquor, the alcohol aroma, and give you a chance to get a better nose. I was getting rid of a baby peated scotch one day. I found the best way to drink it sounded like a wine glass, because then it gave me so much more aroma. Then I just finally finished that bottle. I was like, oh, good, you're off my shelf. So I cracked into something like home in here. I go to take that, bring that glass. I inhale like it's like and like I'm choking because I can't catch my breath.
Right.
Other thing to note, 3 sips. So do not try to drink this all in one shot. Those of you with kids at home, you have 1 ounce portions. We are drinking at half ounce because we are professionally responsible. Drink responsibly, kids.
Drink responsibly.
Probably. You know, say it again. 3 sips. everything. But it's hard not to taste it. That's a lot of flavor. Wow. Now, you had your second step, already so much more you can translate, right?
Yeah, I love hybrid whiskey.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I love it because I like being able to drink it down what I want. I don't know that I would do anything.
That's the second sip, you got a little spice on the top, but it's not an alcohol burn.
Right.
You feel the heat chest though.
Right now I do,
Yeah.
right now, that's when it hits, and it's like, it is hot in the mouth, but there's so much hot flavor. You know, it's like, I hate to,
Mm.
so good.
Bright caramel. Candied vanilla.
Yep.
You know, and because of the proof, I do get some of those back on this, but I think it's strictly the proof, because I get that heat on my tongue, and it makes me think of cigar wrap, you know, like the acid Cuba Libre,
Right.
you know, like that, it's sweet, but it's got a bit of a burn to
Yeah.
it. So when I say tobacco, specifically, it reminds me of wrappers to a cigar.
Sure, that's like the aftertaste is long.
Oh, yeah.
It goes.
And it gets up in the nasal passage. All right, now we've got you try my trick.
Big swig of water and
Get a nice red palate. It smells it. You know, now it's dangerous,
that's the greatest.
isn't it?
Yes. Holy,
Now it's melted caramel. It's sticking to the tongue.
man.
That layer of water just gives you just enough protection from
Yeah.
high proof.
Right.
That you can take in more of those flavors. Now, they will get easier to drink.
Oh, yeah, this is, man. So we said, yeah, caramel, tobacco, that's what I'm tasting now.
Especially on the left. Have you ever had, do you smoke cigars at all?
Yeah, so I'm just.
Okay, oh, yeah, good. All right, so, because you were drinking at home. The other thing I want you to understand is you do not have to finish these to move on. You have a good size pour, you have an ounce, feel free to save it and do it again. Do not feel like you have to finish them to enjoy the whole experience. Biggest thing what we're looking for is the difference. So this is all Stagg, Stagg and Stagg Junior, and then George T. Stagg. Produced by Buffalo Trace, which is owned by Sazerac Brands. Buffalo Trace is obviously Kentucky, and if I have to tell you, probably would have had the damn kit. Which is why we're not going to go too deep into the whiskeys, because if you bought the tasting kit, you probably know what Stagg is. Because one said, oh, you know, I'm gonna waste $100 on a kit.
Right.
That juice is
Right.
All right, moving on to number 2. Proof goes up just a smidge. And we smell the difference. It's lighter.
You get like,
No doubt, like I can smell a
it
little.
is lighter. It is a
There's
lot
more
lighter.
alcohol
There,
in
yeah.
this. This one's more dusty cane.
Yeah, like, I hate to say that it smells, it doesn't smell, to me, it smells just a bad bit.
They're all gonna smell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bird. It's by corn.
Right.
The other thing I'm not doing in this presentation is explaining to you what the hell bourbon is. If you've gotten this far, we assume you know. If you do have questions, don't hesitate to, chat to Pepper. She'll make fun of you politely. That's hugely different. Hugely different.
Man, that like, I wanna know what the influence the first one had on the second. Besides like
We'll get to
getting
it.
it used to the alcohol
So,
level. Cause that's higher proof.
not by much, but I mean, still,
it should be hot it should be hotter.
It's creamier.
Yep.
Almost oily. the way
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
top.
Even look at the legs versus to like, this one's even a little bit more, yeah, this one actually looks like it has more residual sugar to me with legs,
And
right?
this one's
Or well, that
mellow,
helps too.
sweet.
Yeah,
Like it's
absolutely.
melt sweeter and it has.
I want to know what people are thinking chat too, like, but they're thinking,
Nobody's joined us. So you're just.
Oh,
you're just off it.
Yeah, it's just Robert.
Robert.
hey, Robert.
But, you know, like, yeah, it's just a treat. Professionally, getting my boss watches this thing.
That's the 2 or 6 3.
That was set to like, that's awesome.
It's amazing.
Like,
I wouldn't do anything.
that's not even warm in the chest.
No,
Like, it's just.
I get a little spice with it.
Right down.
Right there.
You can get that from any rock.
That's true.
Well, I'm already ready for, number three.
Me too.
Okay, because I am looking forward to going back through it, especially when I try this one after I've had. I'll go back to this one before the George T. Like, all right. Number three, this one will be a 65.1% to 130.2 proof.
We also smidge fire.
This have
I definitely do. Or
now this one
I got it all back.
this one almost sour.
Yeah.
Almost a little like composty, hot, wet, sweet.
Yeah, we need the description.
I mean, doesn't it's not compost
Amazing.
bad, but you know what
No,
mean?
I know. Like,
When nature gets warm and it's got a sweetness in the air, that's sour.
so let me tell you, people, you watchers, listeners, whatever you're doing right now, you drinkers, that as a rep at getting to taste Alzuri and Lori, they are some of the most knowledgeable with their descriptive words and adjectives using things. And it is literally one of the best times that I get to go in my job is to taste them on different things because I use them all the time. Yeah.
I appreciate it. And we're also still nice to you when you bring me s'mores.
Yeah, right. Right. And we all do shots of it. It's great.
All right. Going into my second sip, I already have really strong opinions. Wow.
That is so different than those other two.
What do you do?
Say like this could be a 21 ounce fit, 30.9. Well, no, like it just, like, based on what it was saying on the. This drinks hot.
Mhm.
This drinks hot.
Like rye spice
Like,
tip.
right,
Yeah.
From the tip to the middle of my tongue it's almost dry and tangy.
Oh, do your water thing.
Okay.
Because it kind of, you see. How
Warming up a
different.
lot more flavor. Like this one didn't even need them. Like
Right. No, yeah, it's exactly. But it like the water completely coated the where it got hot on my tongue. And I got flavor out of it, but that still drinks, that drink's really hot. Like
comparatively it does.
yeah,
So one thing I will say, like professional drinker, taster, whatever you want to call it. I taste the underlying similarities of all
sure.
I do a lot of private barrel programs. I've had a lot of same use for the barrels and trucks and warehouse. So I've really learned to hone in like what is that still distinctive flavor and that sweetness is here. But as I'm getting to this, I think the best way to describe that sweetness is candy corn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's crazy with that. It's literally, was it 0.1% more
It's a
higher proof?
But again, so this, if I was to wager a guess, which one this would be spring of 2020.
Okay.
On the last one, I was wager a guess, would have been fall of 2016. Wow. So. For the time of the year, you gotta affect flavors of your barrel. There's no set age on these, they're just full when they're ready. But they are collected in batches, so it probably takes a handful of barrels and they are. We're gonna do a release. I do know that there was. Some shortages of the last record use on Stagg in general. And I don't think there was any release last year. I think maybe once.
Okay, yeah. Before my time.
Correct, yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure I only got it. I don't think I saw any Stagg last year.
In 21, I think when I was reading about it, 21 was the year.
Yeah.
That there were
They were not
quality
happy.
issues.
Number 4.
65.5, so that is higher than this last one, 5.4, so I'm.
It has a little bit more of a nose like the last one. It's kind of in between these.
I agree, yep. I'm not getting too
Completely different.
lighter. The viscosity of it.
This is completely different.
Oh, and it's the back of the mouth spice.
Eases into the emphasis.
Yep.
Not the flavor, but almost kind of makes me think like syrup and molasses,
Yes.
the way like it kind of gets into the gum line.
Really good, there's a little. The nose. Like
Yeah.
my nose after. Is nice.
Much better than going to the water. New people, 3 sips, don't put your nose in the glass. If it's still too strong, try taking a big drink of water. Do not be scared to add water to these samples. This is very high proof. You want to drink responsibly and have a good time.
I love high fruit whiskey.
Man, that one really does. Each sip really bring in more and more.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
Yep. Like there's like I know it's not rye, there's like a rye spice to it.
There is rye.
Okay.
Yeah, there is rye in the recipe. The one thing with Buffalo Trace, don't disclose their recipe. They have an approximation that will let us know that they have mash bill number 1, mash bill number 2, and one was a higher rye mash bill.
Gotcha.
Then they have their wheated mash bill, and they do have a rye because it gets Sazerac.
Do those mash bills differ than you think in these stacks? I think they stick mostly to one,
I think they stick mostly with that.
and it's all environment and barrel that's doing check. Wow, that's cool.
Pretty
That's
sure
really cool.
it's like, oh man, it's been so long since I would call this data. Because I don't have to teach about the train.
Right.
That's like.
Everybody else. Yeah.
So like recalling that, I was like, oh, Kingston. I like the whiskey.
Right.
But yeah, no, this is. It's really cool. Because like I said, I get paid to do private barrels and stuff like that. And you taste things like this, it gives like the consumer a chance to understand kind of the process you do. Like, yeah, this is a batch, not a single barrel, but still the same concept. What do we get from all this? And what do we think is really going to go well with the customer palates? But water time.
So of these are sweet. Yeah. Way less sweet.
Way less.
Way less sweet.
It has sweet flavors.
Yeah.
Like you taste something that makes you think of caramel, but the sugariness and all that molasses and syrup I was talking about, they're not. You're no burn at all.
So of these
That would be good.
34. Without revisiting, It's two. I know which one I would go. I know. Which one.
That second one was.
Yeah, that's exactly, man. That's like,
So steely.
it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Whiskey, it is good.
Alright, let's try the
All right.
15-year-old stag. Now, George C. Stagg is part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. In there is a William LaRue, the T. Handy, obviously George C. Stagg, Sazerac 18, Eagle Rare 17. It was 17. We haven't seen an Eagle Rare in a couple of years. And I always feel bad because when I have to taste the entire lineup of ETEC,
Right.
my light expired.
Right.
I always feel bad because I always bag on Sazerac 18 as it says, eh. And when people are like, oh, so that means I go, no. I'm drinking all these lined up. And one of them
Right.
isn't as great as the rest.
Right.
I'm not a big variety drinker.
Right.
Although the tea handy and the brew are usually just shows
The rules. Right.
out.
All right.
That was just to give my palate a little rinse. Didn't get my palate too wet.
130.4.
If somewhere there's data and
This one
Sorry.
was correct.
That one.
This one was right. So you didn't screw up that badly.
No nose burn.
there's not as much than this.
I don't really do
There's
this.
not much nose. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
There's not as much of a nose as.
I want to get down in there in it because I don't think because there's not, you know.
Exactly.
I don't even when I stick my nose out into it, it's not even like
Almost if I get my nose all in the glass, I don't, what I'm doing, it's not a burn,
Right.
all I'm getting is like notes of nail polish.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's why I love tasting with you and Lori. Like I said earlier, like you guys say it and then it's like, yep, that's all I taste. Thanks. Asparagus, like it's
Oh, that's cool as shit though. Did you taste it yet?
I got
That was
I
a
just finished
first
drawing the nose.
I haven't got the third sip yet. Now those tobacco notes, they're there, like that roasted leathery. Or warm leathery, like almost sprayed on the tongue. Still no nose.
No nose. And I no chest burn so far.
There's barely any flavor on the front of the palate.
Right.
That's where the heat is. It's spicy. But it's really, it's not like hurtful. It's just spicy up front.
Right. Just right on the tip.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it goes back
It's
into
not that much
flavor.
flavor at that first half of the tongue, but it hits back.
Right. It's like heat on the tip of the tongue and then back as you go farther back.
Now, I've seen stuff like that happen with a lot of aged American whiskeys. I don't see this much with like Scotch whiskeys, but the American ones I do. Because the heat and because the heat of aged in is much more traumatic than Scotch.
Now the heat.
One of them.
Yep. But that's strange to me that there's a whiskey that I will get heat after the third or fourth sip. Usually it's
Have water.
Thank you, sir. That's good. I just want to drink that whole bottle.
I still, for whatever it's worth, the second is still my favorite.
Agreed. I'm 100% on 100%.
That third one, I just didn't like it.
It was
And again, comparatively,
it's the one that made me question like the proofage and like, okay, how much is this really affecting, the first really affecting this third one? Is that why I don't like it? Or whatever, because the other two are just that much better? what happened if we started with that one first?
Yeah.
Like, but you're right, even with the nose.
Robert's favorite is the third.
Really? Robert, I don't need to tell me why. You're not wrong. I just find it.
I love it. That's great. Because we've been sitting here. Wow.
And again, when I say I don't like it.
Yeah, right. Like, it's still like, if someone brought this to me and was drinking it, or it's like Matt Spirwell, and he's like, hey, let's drink this. Like, it's still great. Yeah.
He also says that he didn't enjoy the GTS as much as the other four.
Well, if he's new to Stagg, no, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
all these are much younger, and then that one you're getting definitely more of those dark leathery notes
Yeah.
and more wood tannins.
You know, like,
It's drier.
there's something to like past 18-year-old age bourbon that is like 20 and 25s, like they get really woody. And if you don't like that, then you're not gonna like it.
I don't care for most.
Right.
Most bourbons over the 15.
Right,
There are exceptions.
Right.
Last grade 18 is great. I had Wild Turkey put out their 17 Master Keep. Like, there are exceptions. But one thing I always get hung up on is when everyone's talking about, oh, Pappy 23 is the best.
Right. Yeah, right.
His comment was that he thinks it hit him the best at the time, and with drinking two more, his taste buds are worn out.
That makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. There is taste there. Is taste
People who are
buds.
new.
It's for sure.
So my first wine sample was 9:30 this morning. So, you know,
You're ready.
what my palate is accustomed to and the trauma it can take is a little bit different than the average person. It's funny, like Muriel made comments that, you know, she is not that sturdy to drink, right? And it's like, well, compared to me, no, but to the rest of the civilians out there,
Yes,
she's like,
absolutely. Yeah.
that's what they're-
Yeah.
So I tend to drink the one I like the least.
Okay, that makes sense.
I kind of just like knock it out.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm actually considering.
I'm giving this one a college try. I would want to like it. Well, I want to like all of them. It's not that I don't like it.
It's good. But then I like to take some of them, especially when they're all the same juice like this. Like, I'm not sitting there, like, I won't put George C. Stagg on top of it. But I blend my Staggs for a cool flavor.
Like this one, I would drink when I'm sick. Like, it will just totally like
Let's get up there.
clear me out that wise. Like,
Like birds. And
yeah. Like,
I
I'm
can
ready
read
now.
now.
Right. 60% of the time. Or not 100% of the time.
Every time.
And then you dumped
I took 1 and 4.
I got it. I'm doing what you're doing.
Just because then you're like, imagine, so now this is what they have to do. And imagine having to taste all this for Stagg, but for some of the other brands. We have to combine all these different flavors, all these different barrels, and somehow make something taste the same.
Man, I don't think I would ever want to be a master distiller. I want to be a master blender.
The blender,
Is the greatest, it's gotta be the greatest job.
that's the art. I mean, I'm not here to take away from any of the distiller, but
This,
distilling science.
it's a science, yeah, absolutely, but
If I was good at chemistry, I could be a deterrent, but like blenders, oh, I guess it was like, how do I taste this, and decide
Or-
all together
yeah,
and get
right,
this.
right.
Say what you will of Jack Daniels, not my favorite spirit. And it's mostly reviews of margin. It's actually not juice itself that it turns me out. It's
Yeah.
the Jack drink
Right.
that usually do it better.
100%.
So
And it's for it serves its purpose. You say that.
it's boring.
Yeah.
But whether you like Jack Daniels or not, you sit there and you drink that. And somebody can take all these different barrels, all these different nuances.
Yeah.
And make this always
Right,
tastes like Jack.
right, right. Right, right.
Hole number 7.
He's saying it's just like you said about Sazerac Rye being your least favorite, 1 through 4 were all really good. It's just ranking them.
Yeah, right. That's all it is. Like you
Right.
guys. Yeah.
That was pretty good, 1 and 4 together.
And I wanted to try it with water. The
I
Stagg
did
I
not
will
finish
drink on
that.
its own, and then I will finish on that one. But yesterday we were discussing this with we were doing a barrel thing. And while we're discussing it, I forgot to that I usually just knock out the ones I don't want to buy them. And I saved my favorite for last. And keep it twice. I'm like, okay, like. We know which barrel I like. So we will be trying some tequila. Good. Lori will be with us. Where's the Janet?
Staying accurate. This number, what did we say? 3? 2, sorry.
This is the amalgamation. Oh, you're on the.
I'm number 2. Number 2, man. I just, it
Oily.
knows everything about it.
And it completely jumps out on the lips. Out and out, just all like warm toffee, caramel, almost a bit of that creamy vanilla.
I mean, even smelling like number 2, even with the George T, you get a lot of the same. I mean,
That was a good one.
this is a great one. It's number 2.
You can see like the oil in this.
Yeah.
To where I'm a really good at pouring and I don't end up with a lot of like dribbles, but you start to see it after a while. Hmm.
And I'm like this, the George T is pretty good. I mean, that's,
And I gotta
I'm
tell
glad
you,
I said this one second.
so this is George G. Stagg 2020 release, and I have had several of them. And usually the Stagg is not my preferred, because the wood cannons usually put me off.
Sure.
But now it's almost coming off like suede on the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That was,
yeah, like I don't want that with the cigar.
yeah, 100%.
Reminds me of back when
Not-
there
not
was a
all
thing
very
called
whiskey.
people wanted to whiskey very like why? I want you to each family. Good steak and
Whiskey
then
is
it's
fantastic.
then let's.
It does, but there is. It does do something to your food. Those guys.
All right, and for this answers, we're gonna bring some greater talk about this to you as we can. The nose on this is good.
It's done. It's done. That is, and you don't get anything to that. It is perfectly proved. It is oily, yep,
Sticky.
everything. Man, the only reason I would want to put it, and it would ruin it, the only reason I would want to put an ice cube in it is just so I can drink it longer.
Right.
Like, I would just, that would be it. It's so good because
Well, but they want
2 glasses of it, done.
One of the reasons why I don't drink on the rocks is I had this thought that it made me a more responsible drinker. But all it does, it makes me lose track
It does.
of what I'm
It
drinking.
does.
If I drink straight neat spirits,
Sure.
I know exactly
Right.
where I'm at.
Right.
The whole time.
Right.
I started throwing gin and tonic, stuff on the rocks. When I'm starting to feel, I come down. No, that was too late.
How do you feel about the actual like whiskey rocks? Like
The rocks, they're just.
Okay.
Here's one. Because they're never cold enough.
Agreed.
And they don't improve the whiskey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just cooled it down.
You want to cool your whiskey down, whiskey in the fridge.
Right.
All right, so we're running out of time. So cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, thank you for
We're going to
having
be
me.
recording this and putting it out in the next couple of days.
Cheers.
Awesome. Oh, fucking Jesus.